And quite a few times, if you look at the industry today, in the IT industry, you would be interested that not everybody who works in the IT industry today is a core professional. We have multiple people whom we call as consultants, be from the manufacturing side, be from the sales side, be from the automobile side, from the engineering side. The reason is because we need them to come and become part of our staff company, because we don't necessarily understand every single vertical. And IT is not writing code in Java or writing code in C or C++ or whatever the latest and greatest thing is. IT is about delivering a solution or a product to fit customer requirements. Which means that if we do not understand how a bank functions, if we do not understand how a mortgage loan functions, if we do not understand how an automobile engine, like an engine works, or how it is a compressor, what are we going to write IT applications for that? You cannot. That's another piece that we find as a gap, because most engineering graduates get out of the colleges today have absolutely no clue beyond writing a piece of Java code, if at all that they can write the Java code or C++ code. They have abysmally no knowledge about any domain at all. Absolutely no. Now, the point that the unit question is, when you as faculty members ask them to work on some projects, what are you looking at? The most common project, I don't know about recently, because I haven't been involved much in recruitment, but I remember a few years back when we used to interview candidates and go to the colleges regularly. The most common project that I always used to see, almost every second project used to see a payroll package, like a HRMS package, right? And you ask the guy, what is the current provident fund contribution? The guy has written a payroll package. He claims that he has got a 40-page report signed by the faculty, authorized by the institute. He has already approved it. Ask him a simple basic question, right? What is the PF contribution supposed to be done by the Government of India Act? How do you calculate HRA? The guys don't even know that there are 3 ways in which you can calculate HRA. And you expect that these people, the students, should be learned by the industry. It doesn't work that way. So you have to insist with your students that when they do a project, they really have to do a little bit of homework. I'm not saying a lot, a little bit of homework to understand what are they writing for. Writing a piece of code that compiles without an error is not an answer. Does it do anything at the end of the day? If you write a piece of code and compiles well, is that the end of it? No. The code will do something for me if I'm the end user. That's the complete thing in today's institutes. Now, like I said, in the industry, we invite a lot of people who are non-software professionals, so to say, fashion, retail, and healthcare. Today, there are medical doctors who are part of the IT industry. Today, there are people who have worked in public sector who are part of the IT industry, worked in banks who are part of the IT industry, because we need the domain expertise. Otherwise, we just fall flat. Industry perspective. Similarly, what the college should do is that, again, these are my thoughts. Give it a shot. And my hope is that it should work. Right? Instead of asking a company to come and recruit your students, instead of asking a company to say, give me 10 projects, my students are the greatest, they will deliver. As opposed to that, say, can you, with no commitment to recruit students to my institute, have some of your employees come and interact with my students? Can you come and talk about, let us say you are company A, who are to be a very big player in supply chain management, a very big player in banking segment. Can you have some of your senior employees come deliver guest lectures on what is banking industry? Don't come and talk about Java program. That I'm sure you guys do better than us, right? Because that's what is there in the textbook. So you can do it better. But what you probably don't understand as faculty members is, what is it to get into the banking industry? How is it to write an application? How to capture requirements from the customer? Why don't you invite us? If you don't put the caveat that I'm coming and talking to you as a company because I hope that you'll come and recruit students, because I hope that you give me projects, and purely simply say, can you help my students by coming to my institutes? What you have there is 9 out of 10 will agree. 9 out of 10, because there's no opposition, right? And the critical time that we have today in the IT industry, we do have a large number of employees who are actually happy to interact with students, who are actually happy to come and share their experiences. and there's commitment. They come to the institute regularly, interact with students, develop a trust with the institute, with the students, the relationship is there, and then the natural progression would be to talk about projects or talk about hiring. Your end objective cannot be hiring. That's the byproduct. Your end objective should be better engineers, which our industry is. So the paradigm shift has to be in terms of how do we leverage expertise available. It doesn't matter whether it's in the industry, whether it is in a different institute, or maybe you do a lot of, there's a lot of open courses right now available in MIT. And when it comes to engineering, obviously, MIT is the best. Carnegie Mellon is one of the best. And no cost attached to it. There are that are available out there. A lot of IT product companies like ours, we provide free software to colleges. Interesting for me to see that while when it comes to infrastructure management, we're one of the top companies in the world. I mean, and when it comes to infrastructure, the only name that you can are IBM, HP, BMC, and CA. There is really nothing more beyond this. 4 or 5 companies at the most. Right? And we give our software, which is typically hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars worth, literally free to any education institute. But the only caveat we say is that it has to be an MS program. We don't do it for BS program. We only want for MS program. But if you look at the number of MS programs in India, look at how many people have talked to me in the last 2 years or 3 years or 5 years and said we would like to continue an MOU and so that we can have free usage of your software for our students. Very, very limited. Opportunities out. And now, I expect the student to do his research, do his homework, understand what course. Absolutely no. The expectation is that the faculty will go out and say, if I want to talk to my engineering students about network management, right, I have the textbook. But if I want my students to have a hang of how network management software works, what do I do? You obviously have to go to IBM or CA, HP. Because nobody else has it. People players. Go talk to them, ask them for a free version of the software. Learn on computers, ask for training help, ask for configuration help, let your students play around with it. That's the only way they're going to become more knowledgeable. That's the only way they're going to become more productive. So in my mind, there are some very easy fixes as to how you can work with the industry, as to how you can live in the industry and ask for help. But yes, it has a lot more work. So, but homework is very useful for the entire nation. That's the way I look at it. And frankly, we are all in the industry. We go away, working hard. We want to kind of do the right things for what we do. The reality is that no nation can actually work and progress without talent. And that's the one that India has. And therefore, my request here today is, can all the faculty members start looking at what they do today a little more than a job? A little more passion than what they put in today. Try to get a hang of my students move forward and do right. It's going to give me a higher level of gratification. It's going to give me a higher level of satisfaction. And I think that's the question that you ask for yourself. Because those are not necessarily easy questions. Those are very, very tough questions. But those are the questions which will actually help the country to move forward. How many of you actually leverage your network? I doubt it. How many of your students have actually gone on to be employed? Even if it's only 20%, very, very low figure. Most engineering colleges have actually those 20% are sitting right now. That's a shame. Wouldn't it be much more simple, easy to just go back and ask somebody who's graduated from your call in 2009 and say, you know what, would you mind coming back and spending a few Saturdays in school, talking to juniors? However bad or good experience that you may have had as a student, right? It is not that I'm saying that every school I've ever had wonderful experience. It is not that I'm saying that every teacher I interacted with, I love them. But if any of my schools that I attended called me back and said, Bipin, can you spend some time? It is very unlikely that I'll say no. Extremely unlikely, because I may have had a negative impression of one faculty, 2 faculty members, but you never walk away spending 5 years in school thinking that this is not You always want to go and do, you have an initiate, but if somebody else you don't do it. I have Dr. DNA who is sitting right here, who happens to be senior. The reality is that St. Paul's Hyderabad, each year was good. Now, whether you started the school or not, but at least when the school sends us invite, asks us come for the I meet, most of us put up and we can say, can we do something? What is that we can do? That's another very low hanging fruit that the institute can work upon. But what I would really want you to think about today is that ask the tough questions to yourself.